Hola y bienvenidos to this week's Tarot Talk. I'm Auris, and we are in the week of the Mercury Cazimi. We are talking about the week of July the 12th through to the 18th. We have some important transits taking place this week, starting off on Sunday the 12th, where we have the Sun making a conjunction to Mercury retrograde in Cancer. This is happening at 20 degrees, is also known as the Mercury Cazimi. This is a moment in Mercury's retrograde, or any planet's retrograde for that matter, where we have the most clarity that we've had throughout the entire retrograde story. We have likely been reviewing, revising, revisiting, and correcting themes of our emotions, our capacity to express our emotions, how we follow our intuition, how we listen to our dreams, and that's likely been stirred up. I like to imagine Cancer as a sort of whirlpool, and in the center of the whirlpool you can finally kind of look up and see everything that is around you, all of the water that is swirling around you, and feel into some sense of clarity. So Cancer is very feeling oriented, it's very body centered, and it wants to listen to the little whispers that don't necessarily abide by the rules of logic, Mercury's terrain. So Mercury retrograding in Cancer is kind of rough. Your communications and information has likely been muddled, confusing, especially considering that this has all been happening in a square to Neptune and Aries by whole sign aspect. Use today to really meditate on any epiphanies or any illuminations that are coming to you today. They are going to serve as this sort of halfway point with whatever you've been dealing with, revising, experiencing. We're still very much in the retrograde, but this day bestows us with just a little bit of a clearer reflection when we're looking at the water below us, at the pond, before it starts to go into ripples again. Today is also kind of the day where we are going into that Luna Nueva terrain. Moon enters Cancer on this day, and whilst it is not exactly kissing the Sun in that conjunction, creating the new moon, it's already getting the wheels into motion. So your feelings and your emotions might be even more heightened on this day. Whatever it is that has been causing you confusion, maybe today is the day to cry it out or express it in a way that is very nurturing for yourself, or to nurture a project or something that you feel very passionate and strongly about, that you want to take care of as a form of channeling any frustrating energy that you might have experienced, which is likely because frustration tends to come about a lot during retrogrades. So this kicks up the Luna Nueva. Monday the 13th, we have Venus in Virgo making a square to Uranus in Gemini at 4 degrees. Luna is sextiling Venus here, and Mercury retrograde is the ruler of both Virgo and Gemini. So Venus is in her fall. Uranus is the planet of chaos and surprises and sudden upheavals, shocks. So anything having to do with money, women in your life, themes of beauty and aesthetics might be even more shaken up than they already have been. This square really creates a moment of friction where we are asked to put on a balance and on a scale. Where does our desire for comfort and pleasure actually clash with the facts or the rules of life that we are currently navigating? And Venus in Virgo doesn't so much want to follow the rules all of the time, but we have to almost learn to love this journey of how we want to operate in an environment that might be more logistical or more pragmatic first and foremost, as opposed to dreamy and leisurely as Venus likes to be. Because Mercury is retrograding, it's not going to be able to support Venus or Uranus for that matter so much. It is likely going to be a very confusing time, and I find that Luna in Cancer making a sextile to Venus here almost wants to encourage that we take a step back from whatever whatever the problem at hand might be and say, hey, you can only think your way through something so much. It's clear that we can't navigate a situation just on a hope and a wish, and we need to take practical steps towards something, but sometimes you need to walk away from the problem for you to feel into the next course of action. So just because something is more intuitive and feeling based does not mean that it cannot be constructive or rooted in reality. And that is such a huge misconception about intuition, because it is not something that can be defined in a textbook by this is always the right way to do this and this is not. Sometimes intuition doesn't make sense, but that is what often helps you get to a breakthrough or find a creative solution to a problem which was already chaotic to begin with. So I like the sextile that Luna is making here. I think it encourages for some of that creative solution finding through us listening to our intuition. And it's that fine line, right? We're not going into the like super dreamy realms of pretending that the tension isn't there. We're more so acknowledging the tension, seeing it for what it is, recognizing that the foundation is getting shaken up, and attuning to our own inner realm and saying, okay, what can I feel into from this place that I am just being called to do this thing or to go in this direction, even if it doesn't make sense, but I feel really strongly like it can shed some kind of illumination on this problem or give me some kind of creative idea to transform something that might be frustrating or tense into something that is leading edge and allows me to communicate in a way that might be a little bit unconventional but effective. Tuesday the 14th, Luna is officially kissing the sun. Happy Luna Nueva in Cancer. This is happening at 21 degrees. So if you have 21 degrees in the cardinal signs, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, or Aries, then you will feel this lunation acutely. And this lunation is forming a trine to the North Node in Pisces, sextiling Venus in Virgo, which we just spoke a little bit about. Also in a square to Neptune in Aries, Saturn in Aries, and lastly, conjoining Mercury retrograde in Cancer. It's super packed. It's clear that the Mercury retrograde themes are interwoven into this new beginning that is happening in the Cancer area of our life. So maybe this retrograde has been showing you where you need to balance out your communication style from maybe leaning too much in the emotional to a little bit more in the clarity realm, or leaning too logistical but not taking into account your feelings. Whatever balance you need to strike, this lunation can bring forth a little bit more balance for you. It's a new beginning in how we express ourselves. It's a new beginning in how we interpret the messages that come to us from other realms, whether that be the animal kingdom, plant kingdom, our dreams as well. Really pay attention to your dreams, because some of the most profound and important messages that we get in life come through our dream realm. And Mercury retrograde takes that unconventional approach to listening to wisdom and receiving knowledge and information. So this can really be an important day where something profound is revealed to us, especially since this lunation is making that trine to the North Node in Pisces. And again, that sextile to Venus in Virgo can just show us how sometimes we can't think our way through something, that we have to lean into that intuitive feeling to guide us back to some semblance of harmony and peace. The squares to Neptune and Saturn in Aries could indicate that there is still the possibility for delusion and fantasy to override our better judgment. So just be really mindful of that, and be really mindful of boundaries getting thin on this day. Don't people please, try not to overshare. If you find that you or someone else is teetering into that realm, try to reel it back in, because as much as we want that connectedness, that nurturing kind of energy, we don't want to be enablers. And sometimes we take on stuff that belongs to other people, or vice versa. We dump our stuff onto other people, and by the end of the day, you feel muddy. Do your best to maintain boundaries that are constructive, that are strengthening your projects or relationships, as opposed to building up walls. On Wednesday the 15th, we have Uranus in Gemini making a sextile to Neptune in Aries at 4 degrees. And I am going to combine this energy with Friday, because on Friday the 17th, Uranus is also making a trine to Pluto in Aquario. The exact aspects are happening on these two different dates between Uranus and Neptune and Uranus and Pluto, but we can kind of combine them because it's both happening at 4 degrees and the difference or the space between them is so small. These are all outer planets, which means that the way in which they land for us, unless you have Gemini, Aries, or Aquario in a prominent place in your birth chart, like your rising sign, or maybe they are your perfection years, this might be a little bit more of an abstract influence or something that you experience as happening more in the exterior realms. Uranus in Gemini sextiling Neptune in Aries can create confusion or new innovations or even surprises in the realm of travel and information within how we share our ideas and fantasies and visions for leading into the future and how we see the path that we are on and the path that our leaders are on a world stage level, how we take action. Maybe we're using really new language to create momentum and drive in our lives and in the lives of others. Friday, Uranus in a trine to Pluto in Aquario lets us know that whatever it is that's getting shaken up, any surprises coming through, any new ways of communicating or sharing ideas are not light. They are not to be taken in vain. They are serious and they hold tremendous power to really shift things for us, for ourselves and for others. And it is taking a step outside of the box to unexplored territories. This is a really important moment where we are likely going to go over a bit of a threshold, and the way that things have been in our Gemini, Aquario, and Aries sections of our life are not going to be the same hereafter, because all of these outer planets may have more abstract influences for us. They're very powerful as well, and they do create this sort of change in the paradigm in and of itself, not just in our individual lives, but for the collective at large. So I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. I think it's going to be a constructive week. It'll be really surprising, a little bit unexpected, but I always welcome change because that is how we know that we are advancing into something different. And sometimes we are the bringers of this change, and sometimes life brings a change, whatever it may be. Use this week to really reflect, be open to new ideas and different approaches that maybe you wouldn't otherwise take. This is definitely the time to be receptive and flexible and adaptable to what is unconventional, because that is sort of what you have to lean into, especially when Mercury is retrograde. Mucha suerte. I hope that this week is good to you. I'm so curious to hear how it goes. If you want to know more about your personal chart or you are interested in a tarot reading, I have offerings on my website, aurisolares.net. I will share it here and you can explore that if you feel so inclined to. I would love to talk stars and symbols with you. Wishing you mucho amor, mucha suerte, and until next time, cuídense.